Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video. If you're like me, and I know I am, you've been playing Marvel Rivals, and maybe you've been noticing that every time you load it, it has to prepare the shader cache. And that can take a long time. I know that's been one of the things I've been griping about, is you start the game and it takes, sometimes close to 10 minutes just to get into the game, right? Well, and I'm going to give all the credit to someone on Reddit for this. Recent Smile 4946 on Reddit found a way to basically get around this, to speed it up. The first thing to do, actually, is... So if you browse the local files, let me pull this over here. The first thing you're going to want to do is just double check and make sure that your Marvel Rivals is not in compatibility mode. And the reason I say that, and also specifically to go to your Steam and check that your steam.exe is not in compatibility mode. If anyone watched the Monster Hunter, my first episode of Monster Hunter Wilds, they may have noticed that the first 20 minutes is troubleshooting because everything was flickering. And I found out the reason for this was because, for whatever reason, steam.exe was in compatibility mode for Windows 8. No idea why. I have never messed with the steam.exe, but double check and make sure that is not in compatibility mode. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your dedicated GPU memory. You can do this from the task manager. This is basically your VRAM. So basically, dedicated VRAM here is 6 gigs. And what you want to do is go into, now this is for NVIDIA drivers, obviously. Other drivers may have, other graphics cards may have different different ways of doing this. But basically, if you go to your NVIDIA control panel, go down to Manage 3D Settings, and then you're going to go to your global settings where we have the shader cache size, and you have multiple selections to choose from. You basically want to pick something under, but as close as possible without going over your VRAM. So since mine is 6, I switch it to 5. Apply. Done. So now, when we launch Marvel Rivals, hopefully, we should see that this process of shader cache loading is going to be much, much, much quicker. So instead of taking, 8 to 10 minutes, this should take only a few minutes. It should be relatively quick. And here we go, let's see. And already this seems way quicker than it was before. And then I'm going to see exactly how long this is. So we're about... I'm actually going to time it. And then I'll put at the very end of this, I'll put the actual time that it took to load shaders. And as you can see, this is going extremely quickly. So I'll put a little timestamp. I'm going to put a timestamp here, when to say exactly how long this took, as opposed to, again, 5, 6, 7 to 10 minutes. But this I just found was something extremely useful, because that was always such a pain, especially when you have a bunch of people who are like, hey, let's play Rivals. And you're like, okay, I'll be in there in 10 minutes. So just a quick little thing I just wanted to point out, because I know a lot of people, again, I'm playing Rivals, I know a lot of people are. Just an easy way to get into the game quicker. And, if I don't think this will interact with anything else negatively. If it does, you can always just change it back. Just change it back to driver default. No idea why. This is probably something that should be being done on the game end. It should not be something that's being done on the personal end. But Rivals has some optimization issues, as we all know. But just a little quick thing, and keep enjoying Rivals.